Hurricane Melissa is expected to ravage parts of Jamaica as a Category 4, potentially even a Category 5 hurricane, bringing heavy rainfall, extreme tropical rains, and catastrophic impacts. And at the same time, tornadoes are possible across Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi today. Let's get right into this video. Hurricane Melissa has currently reached Category 1 status here with a minimum pressure of 980 millibars and is currently heading towards the west as it's going to go really slowly as it curves towards the west, and that's going to eventually turn north and make landfall in portions of Jamaica. It is currently rapidly, and I mean rapidly, intensifying right now. The National Hurricane Center predicts this thing's going to jump from a Category 1 currently to a Category 3 major hurricane by tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. And then it's going to be a high-end Category 4, possibly even a Category 5 hurricane, guys. 2 miles an hour away from a Category 5 hurricane is what they're predicting just 2 days from now on October 27th on Monday morning. And then this thing is eventually going to make landfall here overnight on October 28th on Tuesday morning, where this thing is going to make landfall as a monstrous Category 4 hurricane in portions of Jamaica. This thing is already starting to get developed a lot more here. We're starting to see some convection start to grow, and this thing is already looking huge as it is already starting to dump some rain across portions of Jamaica and portions of Haiti too. And it's going to start to organize more and more. We'll probably see an eye in the future as this thing is rapidly intensifying currently. If we take a look at some of the hurricane models, the first hurricane model we're going to look at is the HAFS-A. It has this thing strengthening pretty rapidly here over the next days or so, and then it's going to move towards the west, and then it's going to, out of nowhere, just curve north and make landfall in portions of Jamaica here. It's most likely going to make landfall here around 4 a.m. on Tuesday in the middle of the night in the morning hours. And this thing is going to come with extreme strength as it impacts portions of central Jamaican regions. And this could bring potentially the outer core of this storm is going to impact the main capital of Jamaica called Kingston with 116 miles an hour wind gusts is what this thing is predicting in Kingston. This is going to cause extreme wind gust impacts for portions of Kingston areas for a long time too. This storm is going to impact these regions for a long time with tons of winds. And even as it's training and not making landfall, it's going to be moving so slowly that it's just going to we're going to be seeing strong hurricane force wind gusts for a long time in these regions. And this is going to bring an absurd amount of rainfall too. If you look at this model here, we're going to be seeing outer bands of this storm just occur over tonight in the Monday and Tuesday for a long time across portions of central Jamaica. Before the storm even makes landfall, it's still going to be dumping rain. It's already bringing some outer bands of rainfall portions of Jamaica, and then it's going to curve north and make landfall in portions of Jamaica with that core of that storm, and that eye is going to make landfall in Jamaica and ravage these areas with extremely heavy rainfall. And it's going to also bring some outer bands towards portions of Haiti, and it's already raining in Haiti right now, and Haiti's going to also get some dangerous flash flooding from this storm. So catastrophic impacts for Haiti too, not from the wind gusts, but mainly from the flooding in Haiti, and also due to the fact that there's a little bit of poor regions over there, so they could definitely be affected a little worse by the hurricane. They're not as prepared for hurricanes down in Haiti. They're a little more prepared over in Jamaica, but this is something they've never ever seen before in Jamaica. We've never ever seen a Category 4 hurricane impact Jamaica like this. And this is just going to absolutely ravage portions of Jamaica with catastrophic impacts. And then it's going to curve north and make landfall in Cuba and portions of eastern Cuba it's not going to be as strong as it was in Jamaica, but it's still going to bring extremely strong wind gusts and extremely heavy rainfall as the outer bands and the core of the storm could cause life-threatening flash flooding for Jamaica and Cuba as it makes landfall in Cuba. And then it's going to curve north and impacts portions of the Bahamian Islands to some isolated areas in the Bahamas. I don't think there's a lot of population there, but maybe some isolated amount of people that are living in this region. The first model we're going to take a look at for the rainfall is the GFS model, and the GFS model is showing a catastrophic impacts for portions of Jamaica and Cuba and Haiti. We're showing portions of eastern Jamaica, including that capital city of Kingston, reaching potentially 800 millimeters of rain, which is equivalent to at least 30 inches of rain across these regions. Where you could be seeing 30 to 40 inches of rain and potentially 800, 900, 700 to 900 millimeters of rain in portions of these regions that is going to cause extremely catastrophic impacts. The flooding is definitely going to be the worst case scenario here. Yeah, the wind gusts will be absurd and will be really life-threatening too, as this is going to be making landfall as a high-end Category 4 hurricane. But another one of the main things is that the flash flooding is the number one main leading cause of deaths in hurricanes. And this is going to be a tragic situation, as there's also going to be a lot of mountains in Jamaica, and that is going to cause mudslides and a lot of runoff and a lot of catastrophic flash flooding. You know how we saw that catastrophic flash flooding from Hurricane Helene in the U.S. in the mountains of North Carolina? This could be a similar situation, but potentially even worse than what happened from Hurricane Helene, because we're going to be seeing 30, maybe even 40 inches of rain in isolated spots here, as this is going to be a really, really slow-moving hurricane that's going to bring catastrophic impacts. The National Hurricane Center's 4-day rainfall forecast for Hurricane Melissa is up right now and is predicting 20 to 30 inches of rainfall in the pink areas and portions of eastern Jamaica and southwestern portions of Haiti, with isolated spots in those two areas of 30 inches plus of rainfall, with a catastrophic life-threatening situation coming for these areas. That is an absolute insane amount of rain, as flash flooding is going to come in, combined with the storm surge that could also impact portions of these regions. Now, this is a lot more of a mountainous area, so the storm surge will not be as impactful, but it still could be seriously impactful for these regions. And portions of Dominican Republic could also see 16 to 20 inches of rain, with isolated spots of 20 inches plus. And we could also see 8 to 12, maybe even 12 to 16 inches of rain getting into portions of Cuba and the Bahamas, and 2 to 4 inches of rain for the Turks and Caicos Islands. So overall, this is going to be an extremely flash flood-like event coming for a lot of these regions, and it's going to be catastrophic. Hurricane warnings are also in effect across all of Jamaica currently, as this system is going to ravage these regions on Tuesday morning, with the worst impacts to impact these regions Tuesday morning and Monday night. So get prepared now and be safe if you're on Jamaica. You cannot leave Jamaica now. A hurricane warning was issued and they've already closed all the airports. You have nothing else you can do but get prepared and stay safe. And also get to higher ground. If you're in a low-lying area and flash flooding is possible, then you should probably get to higher ground, as there is mountainous regions. But even if you're in the mountains, the mudslides will be possible. So overall, this is really going to be a catastrophic threat. And stay safe and really, really be prepared here across these regions, and be ready for these catastrophic impacts that are going to come. This is going to be the worst hurricane to ever hit Jamaica, guys. Potentially a Category 5 hurricane to hit Jamaica. And even portions of Cuba. This thing is going to make landfall in Cuba right after. So eastern Cuba, you also need to be ready for this, and especially portions of Haiti too, as they're going to be seeing extreme amounts of rainfall in portions of southwestern Haiti from this too. I really can't stress this enough. This is going to be a catastrophic storm for these regions that they've never ever seen before. Also, at the same time, we currently have a slight risk of severe storms in effect across portions of Austin, Texas, San Antonio, Houston, Texas, Baton Rouge, and New Orleans areas in Texas and Louisiana, where we could see a few tornadoes possible, as a 5% chance of tornadoes in the brown regions is in effect today, where we could potentially see a few tornadoes likely across these regions. So definitely be prepared today, as some strong wind gusts and tornadoes could be potentially likely across these regions, and some hail possible, especially across Houston, San Antonio, and Austin and New Braunfels regions, where this could be a pretty impactful day. The final thing we're going to take a look at is the temperatures. And across the U.S., we've seen a major cool down, especially across the southeastern and central portion of the U.S. We're seeing much of below average temperatures, especially across Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, all the way up to Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Arkansas, Louisiana, and basically most of the southeast and central U.S. seeing a lot of relief from the extremely warm temperatures that we were seeing earlier this year. It's gone from really warm to cold all of a sudden. So we're really seeing those fall-like temperatures now across a lot of the southeast and central U.S., bring some great relief to these regions. And then, if you look over to the western U.S., it's still a really, really warm, with really above average temperatures across all of the western U.S. in California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, Oregon, and that will stay like this for a long time here over the next week or so. So definitely not some fall relief for these regions yet.
Overall, Hurricane Melissa is going to make landfall in Jamaica as a absolutely catastrophic, major Category 4, potentially even a Category 5 hurricane, becoming one of the worst hurricanes to ever hit Jamaica, and potentially one of the worst hurricanes we've seen in recent history for these regions in the Caribbean. This is going to be an absolute tragic event for these regions as major flash flooding, extreme storm surge, and extreme tropical winds are going to impact these regions. It is not looking good. I hope these people are prepared, but it's definitely not looking good. Plus, that severe weather threat that we do have in the southeastern portion of the U.S., bringing a potential risk for tornadoes in the afternoon today. So definitely be prepared for that in Texas and Louisiana. Lastly, the temperatures in the southeastern and central U.S. have been a great relief, but the temperatures are still warm and we're not seeing much fall weather in the western U.S. Thanks for watching, and bye, everybody.